everyone, so today I am going to be doing a book haul. I recently went to Books A Million for the first time in like 6-7 months, which is really sad, but I don't really get the chance to go to many bookstores. I don't have a car yet. I'm always almost always far enough away that I can't walk, but you know, that's okay. It helps me save some money most of the time, except for when I buy books on Amazon. But so I went to Books A Million for the first time in like 6 months, and I stocked the sales section, and this Books A Million had such a good YA selection in the sales section. So many like relatively new books that I had been wanting. I ended up having to limit myself to only 3 in order to stay under $15, but there were several more, and like I would have been able to get all of them for under $30, and it would have been beautiful. So the first book that I got is The Geography of You and Me by Jennifer E. Smith. This is a contemporary romance. So The Geography of You and Me is about this guy and this girl, Lucy and Owen, and they live in the same apartment building. Lucy lives at the top and Owen lives in the basement. And then one day they meet in the middle on this elevator that gets stuck when the power goes out in the whole city, apparently. Yes, they live in New York City, so there's a citywide blackout, and they get stuck on the elevator. So they end up spending the night. So they spend some time in there, and then after they get out, they walk around the street, and apparently there's a blackout still happening, so they walk around the streets of Manhattan, just like talking and hanging out. But then after that night, they have to go back to their normal lives, and Lucy moves abroad with her family, and Owen heads toward I guess the western coast, somewhere out west, to the western US with his father. And they stay in touch, but it's not the same. They're sending postcards, emailing, calling each other occasionally, but it's not the same. And so they want to reunite in order to capture that feeling that they had had. So my second book for today is And I Darken by Kirsten White. First of all, I'm gonna stop because look at this cover. It's just so gorgeous. I love like the sword and the flowers and the black background. I love black backgrounds, by the way. They just fit everything. And they make everything look so clean. Like, I just love it. So this is And I Darken. This is a YA fantasy novel that seems like it also, I think it's fantasy. It may also be historical fiction. It takes place in the Ottoman Empire. It's about Princess Lada. Yeah, I think she's a princess. So yeah, it's about Princess Lada and her brother Radu, and they were taken from their homeland of Wallachia when they were children to the Ottoman Empire. They act as some kind of pawns in the politics there. I'm not really sure yet what their exact purpose there is, but they end up leaving. So Lada and Radu are in the Ottoman court, and they don't like it there. Lada hates the Ottomans. Lada especially hates the Ottomans, and she wants vengeance on them for everything that they've done. And both she and Radu just want to go back to Wallachia, which, by the way, was a real country. I know, so that's why I think it may be historical fiction. I'm not actually sure. The cover makes me think it's fantasy, so it might be both. And then they meet this guy, Mehmed, I guess he's the heir to the Ottoman Empire, and then he and Radu become like best friends, and Lada is falling in love with him, and then that all just makes it extremely complicated, and there ends up being some sort of, it says there's a triangle. This sounds kind of like a love triangle, but Radu's in it, so I'm not, and from what I can tell, he and Mehmed aren't in love, but I'm not really sure. Yeah, so we shall see about that. According to the inside little description, with all this information about the book, it says that Lada is the firstborn child of Count Dracula, I believe. Of Vlad Dracula, so I assume that's Count Dracula. I'm not really like up to date on the whole Dracula myth, legend. It was never my thing, but it sounds cool. And so she's the firstborn child of Vlad Dracula in 1435 in Transylvania, and then she's abandoned by him and her mother, I believe, and she's ignored by her mother, and so then she spends and then she's working to destroy all her enemies. So it looks like an interesting book. It was definitely a cover buy. It's just such a beautiful cover. I think it's on my to be read list. When I was in Books A Million, I was checking cross-referencing everything with my Goodreads list to make sure that I had been wanting it. Okay, so the third and last book that I got is Queen of Hearts by Colleen Oakes, which is supposed to be also like a bit of a spooky book. Oh, by the way, the back, I still haven't gotten all of the sticker off, but the back is so beautiful. I love this design so much. So it's about the Queen of Hearts, surprisingly. So Queen of Hearts is about Princess Dinah, and she is mostly content with her role in life. She hasn't seen the dark side of her kingdom yet. Wonderland is not a perfect world. Basically, from what it sounds like in here, is it kind of reminds me of Wonderland and Heartless by Marissa Meyer. It's very whimsical, but also very dark as well, especially when things go wrong. Yeah, so basically she's just, Princess Dinah is trying to be a good princess, and she wants her father's approval, and the only other thing she really wants is to end up with the boy she is in love with. But then there is some kind of betrayal, and all she really wants is vengeance now. So then there's some kind of betrayal, and the result is that her place on the throne is threatened, and she ends up having to get involved in the political world of Wonderland. She's embarking on a road to evil. Basically, it promises to not exactly be a happy story, but you know, that's not surprising based on who the main character is. Heartless, oh my gosh, was not a happy book, but it was such a good book. Yeah. So this looks really good. I'm excited to read this. It is apparently the first in a series, which I hadn't realized. But I'm excited to read it. This also was technically a cover buy because of that back, but I also pretty much will read anything about the Queen of Hearts. That is the end of my book haul. I am so excited to read all of these books. Maybe, hopefully soon, I will be doing another book haul. There's so many books that I haven't read and I just really need to read. Hopefully soon I will be doing another book haul. There are so many books that I have not read and just really need to read. So I'm thinking about ordering some from Amazon and Book Depository and thrift books, just depending on wherever I can get them cheapest. And I'm gonna be ordering them in waves, so we'll see. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited to read these. And so thank you for watching. Have a good day.